Avenue 5 is a new show by Armando Iannucci. If you're unfamiliar, he did other shows like Veep, The Thick of It, and a movie called In the Loop. I've only seen In the Loop. I know what his style is. He does like these dark, comedic, political satires, dialogue-heavy, based jokes. You know, it's not like stuff like that. But this is a little bit different from his usual wheelhouse because it takes place in space. Avenue 5 is a new spacefaring vessel. It takes place in the near future where people go on space cruises. So we're introduced to a really big eclectic cast of characters. There's Captain Ryan. He is like the sort of dashing, heroic captain with a beard. You know, he's the man in charge. And then there's Herman Judd, the eccentric mogul who's a bit of a jerk, his aide Iris, and they introduce a couple other characters. There's some passengers that are annoying. There's Matt, he's like a liaison for customer relations, and there's also Billy, she's an engineer. And basically they are in the middle of their cruise, 8 weeks, which is, pretty long. However, something goes terribly wrong on the pilot, and basically they find themselves stranded in space. And it's basically about the inner workings of the ship, the hierarchies, and basically them just trying to survive and make sure that the people don't revolt and start tearing people limb from limb. So this show is addictive. I wasn't expecting a lot because I don't know why. I saw Hugh Laurie and I was like, I'll watch this. And it was, from the first episode, I was just automatically hooked. It's 9 episodes for season 1, 30 minutes long each. Some episodes are slow in the middle, but once they start introducing the sort of plot elements, when anything can go wrong, they will go wrong. And the jokes were funny. I really enjoyed a lot of the banter, all the stuff going wrong. They definitely pushed the limits of dark comedy because like I've seen In the Loop, and like I know like it's mostly satire stuff that he does, but in those ones, people don't usually die because, it's like political satire, just talking about stuff. Maybe you can make a mistake that causes death off screen. But this show pushes the limits of dark comedy to the max because some of the crazy stuff that happens later on, oh man. And I really like the world building too. They introduce a lot of hilarious satirical parts. There's some of the characters are kind of annoying though. For example, Josh Gad plays Herman Judd. He's like this eccentric mogul who's very rich but very, crass. But he's also like always turned up to 11. Like obviously I get the fact that he's like supposed to be like this super, like weirdo kind of insufferable jerk, and everything he touches goes to shit unless he's got like a manager ready to fix everything. And he's really incompetent to the point where he almost feels like a caricature. He doesn't feel like a real person. Like, how did this one person get so successful? Usually successful people aren't insufferable bastards. He needs to have some talent. So it's kind of like unbalanced in that regard because he's just like a complete fool for the entire series. He doesn't have any redeeming qualities. And some of the characters are pretty good too. I really liked how well-rounded they are. And there's a lot of like little characters that aren't like mains, but they're like there, them. They get a little bit of screen time more than others, and they don't really build up too much on the whole passengers thing. But it feels like hilarious mix of Wall-E and Veep, and just it's wacky, it's funny. I really enjoyed Hugh Laurie. It's completely different from his usual wheelhouse because he's like playing this captain role. But he's very manic, and the cast does a great job. Him and Josh Gad are like the most recognizable people. They also got the guy from The Office. But overall, it's a really enjoyable series. It's going to be a long time for season 2, but it's definitely worth checking out. It's definitely one of the better shows I've seen. It's hilarious. It's dark. A little touch of sci-fi. I'm wondering if maybe they'll even use a little bit more sci-fi. It would be interesting to see them introduce like other ships or whatever, or like aliens if they can. I don't think they will, but they could, which is really great potential going forward. So I definitely recommend Avenue 5. Wonderful show. Probably hard to watch because it's on HBO, so it might be on Crave. We'll see. I got this one from the library, so easier for me to just borrow it and binge. But I definitely recommend Avenue 5 for sure.